Hello everyone, Insane Frame here and welcome to the video. Recently on the channel, we've hit a big milestone. We've achieved 30k. So I wanted to just say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You guys are amazing. You make this worth doing and it's just absolutely phenomenal. You guys are amazing. You guys make this channel fantastic, and quite frankly, if I'm getting a little personal, you make this job an absolute dream come true. You're all phenomenal. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Next thing on the list is we are going to do something a little different today. Rather than do a standard challenge, we're going to go ahead and do survival mode on Fallout 4, and we're going to push it to the limit. And one thing I've never done in Fallout 4 is get every single perk. So today is the day we try, can you get every perk in Fallout 4 in under 24 hours? Yep, you heard that right. Normally these runs consist of reaching the finish line in the story, but this time our finish line is represented by the perks we get and our experience bar. So the goal is to level up as much as we can, as fast as we can, and we need to reach a ridiculously high level. So that's going to be pretty interesting. And to show you how long this challenge has gone on for, we use the save time, and yeah, I'll be doing a full 24 hours. So as soon as the in-game save is 1 day, then we'll stop whatever we're doing, and then that's that. Resources will be paramount to our success, and since we're playing on survival mode, food, drink and sleep is required as well. Otherwise we suffer stat penalties, and yeah, it's not good when that happens. I'll also come clean and say this is the first time I'm playing on survival mode, so yeah, not sure how that's going to play out, but we'll just have to wait and see. But with all that out the way, let's go for the rules for the run. Time limit allowed is 24 hours in game. The time will start when we leave the vault. Survival difficulty will be enabled. No cheating or mods. That right there is all of the rules. So all very straightforward, not too much to go over. So it's time to start the run and get things underway. So first things first, the game says, are we sure we want to start a new game on survival? And I think we would like to. So yes, please game. Also, we get for standard Nate, since he is a dapper fellow, and we see Vault-Tec. They are also very dapper. Very good, sir. I decide on the stats, and right from the get-go, I know strength isn't really a problem since we'll have Lone Wanderer, but we'll be speccing into it eventually. So with points saved there, we want to go for luck to get Idiot Savant, since this is going to be the perk that is god tier for us. And we'll also want lots of charisma and intelligence, so we'll need to buy a lot of items and get the caps rolling in early on. And lastly, perception and endurance are going to be amazing, as we'll want demolition expert and want spec to get some of those endurance perks, since health is a valuable resource. So with the stat talk out, we name ourselves Rocco, since it sounds like a good name as any, so why not? And we run to the vault since everything has started. And Sean and Nora really aren't part of this challenge. Sorry you two, it's just how it is, I guess. And then we get frozen, but our time won't start until we leave the vault. Anyway, since we're on survival mode, we want to hit level 14 as quickly as possible so we can start building shops and get cash in our settlements. So with the vault pretty much sorted, it's time to get ourselves out the vault and into the wasteland, and our time starts now. So first things first, we loot the area around the vault and immediately go back to our house to get the Grown-At comic. This lets us do 5% more damage, and I'll take whatever we can get, quite frankly. Now the special book we can use for various things, but for this playthrough we're going to go solid endurance since time is not on our side and we need to be a bullet sponge as quickly as possible. After killing some bloat flies in the area in Sanctuary, we level up, and the very first perk I go for, since we'll be building a lot, is Idiot Savant. It will help us gain some levels right out the gate, and also any free experience is good experience, even if it's random. So with that sorted, we start scrapping lots of bits and pieces in Sanctuary, leaving no stone unturned. And once we're done, it's time to go to Concord to get ourselves some armor, since this is going to be our bread and butter for the run. We meet Dogmeat, the adorable fluffy doggo. He's going to be by our side since he's a good doggo and the best doggo. The Red Rocket truck stop has a quick makeover so a squad can manage it, and we make sure to get as much water as we can there, since we'll be making a visit on the way back. But first it's over to Abernathy Farm for our food supplies in the form of tomatoes, since they're just sitting there, so well, we might as well grab them to feed our cellulars. We quickly level up and I decide to get Lone Wanderer, since 15% less damage is nice, but plus 50 carry capacity is oh so lovely on survival mode. I think I'll raise a cup of tea to that, thank you very much. It is now time to be like the hamburger burglar and take the tomatoes, and the Abernathy's don't seem to mind, so it's all good. And as for Carla, well, she's dueling raiders, so it's best to leave her alone for now, but we deal with Simone and Wolfgang. A simple grenade pancakes both of them on the pavement, so Trudy has nothing to worry about, courtesy of the mailbox from Sanctuary. We speak to Trudy and she's more than happy with us and is a wonderful stop for these challenges. Can't go far wrong there. And Trudy with her trading, she is fantastic. But we're after some caps, so we have to sell quite a lot to make ends meet. Apparently, Carla has put an end to the raiders and is here to do business. She has a beautiful bladed tire iron. Not gonna lie, that is a good weapon early on. Bleed is always fantastic. Might not look like much, but we are as weak as a wet noodle, as New Vegas would say. We go to Concord, outside the Museum of Freedom, and due to me being a silly Billy, our next level up is spent on 1 point of strength, since that bladed tire iron is a game changer, but we fight through an idiot savant procs as we defeat the last raider. It is very dicey, and we're shotgun blasted to an inch of our life. Quite literally. I mean, look at that health bar right there. That is damn close. Too close, in case you didn't know. In survival, the last save is where you rested, so it can be dicey sometimes. But we get the fusion core and behind the lock gate in the Museum of Freedom and slip away from Preston & Co, since they're quite the party, but we climb the church, jump over to the power armor, and we are now in business. And oh yes, we only have 1 fusion core, but we can always buy more, even if they're a little pricey for us now. But we also have ourselves the minigun, and this is our answer to our money problems early on, since it comes with a lot of ammo, which we can sell. Anyway, we go back to the Red Rocket truck stop, quite a mouthful there, and then we go underneath into the mole rat den, since we can pretty much one-shot them, and also there's another fusion core down here, so why not? We might as well grab it whilst we can. Then we go over and get more tomatoes from Abernathy Farm and sell some melons, as caps are caps, I guess, and we only have to pick some melons dotted about, only in Fallout and maybe Stardew Valley. But back in Sanctuary, we have our first of many gunner cages. These will deploy powerful gunners, but they will drop valuable loot. We can use this and they give a truckload of XP. So this is what's going to be the backbone of our economy and our XP gains. If we can beat them, it's a bit of a lottery draw, since we are pretty weak and gunner colonels are level 84 and a gunner brigadier generals, the highest level, are level 96. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. We get our food set up and we also get our water supply all the way up to 120 for Sanctuary. So we are the water baron now, as this will make purified water that we can sell for caps. We're sorting this out for our early game troubles, and any of you who need a tutorial on this, well, here you go. Finally, we build the beacon, so now we can start our XP farming. So our first opponent is a gunner officer. It's only a 1-on-1 plus dog meat, but it yields some pretty tasty experience for us, allowing us to start this whole process. Get used to this, because this is how we're going to power level into the stratosphere, and well, this is pretty much half the video right here. We unalive another gunner that was in our ultimate trap card, and we level up to level 7. We can disarm our opponents now, so they are forced into melee with us, and our water supply is funding us very nicely, so early game is set. Now it's time to climb the levels. We face 2 gunner captains, and our plan is working like a charm. Disarm them, and they're useless, so we can fight many of these guys early on like this. So I think it's time to expand, and we're only on our 2nd hour, although we need to start picking up the pace, as there's a lot of levels that need to be gained. So I'm going to cut away and then cut back. Right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're 4 hours in now, and all we've been doing is killing gunners, and now we're on that important level, level 14. Considering it's not bad, we do have a little system. We basically drink as much water as we can, which is why I wanted loads of water, heal up, and then fight. We then demolish the gunners one by one, and then basically keep out the way of the major gunners and any high ranks. We try to disarm them when they reload sometimes, but it works most of the time, but then it doesn't. But the caps are rolling in, and it's going pretty good, and we're starting to get that snowball underway. But it is still up to chance most of the time, but it's starting to tilt in our favour, so really can't complain. The disarm of melee is saving us big time, and Carla is coming up with more and more good weaponry. But we just got rank 2 of armourer, meaning we can now upgrade our T45 armour to be pretty tanky indeed, so that is fantastic. When we have swing for the fences rank 3, we get even more damage, and well, rocket bat is, well, a rocket bat. It can take a gunner major. This is actually getting pretty serious now. But our armor is doing fantastic and the gunners are being defeated. But we'll need a more efficient way to farm. But this is doing pretty good considering our level. Our gear is basic, but gotta say it's a lot of bang for our buck. And Carla decides to be our new arms dealer. So guess she's happy rolling in caps in her new role. But when we hit level 20, we can get some emporiums up and running. Now, settlement will have some decent shops. Now, that does sound like a good idea, and then we'll be cooking with gas. But for now, the enemies will be cannon fodder as long as we have purified water to heal us. Power armor, rocket bats, and lots of purified water lets us win the day. And eventually, we get to a high enough level where we can afford our own first shop. So we go for a weapons emporium so we can buy more things to kill people with. A bit morbid, admittedly, but we don't have to wait around for Carla. So we have a means to gain caps now anytime we want. And then it's not long before we put the foundations in for our gunner farm. Concrete is extremely cheap, so 300 concrete is about 500 caps, an absolute steal. This was super easy to make, and now we can start gaining levels properly, since everything we need is in place to start just what we need. And then we start speccing into perks to increase our damage, so knowing that we can really up the ante. But first things first, we have to scrap a lot of things to make space for our new gunner cages, and when we do, it is a thing of beauty. Now we have a solid snowballing going on. We have a merchant on our camp. We have a couple of steps here so our settlers can't get into our gunner farm, and we prepare what we need. So from now on, the gameplay loop is pretty much the same, and the run is going to be using this gunner farm to kill as many gunners as possible. The gameplay loop's going to pretty much be us running this gunner farm and expanding it. So yeah, as I said earlier in the video, get used to us killing gunners because we're going to pretty much be using this non-stop. It turns out our answer to lots of gunners is grenades, since they deal a metric ton of damage. So when we cleared the next wave of gunners, we reached level 24. I decided to get Demolition Expert rank 1, so 25% extra damage for explosives. I can't really argue with that, and we prepare for the next wave, and Carla gives our copper and steel needs, although we don't need Carla for long. It's time to get killing more gunners, and this missile launcher is doing the trick. It's weakened them enough for us to really hurt them in melee, and the lower rank gunners are struggling now, and we can take the majors no problem with a couple of grenades. It is freaking sweet, and the colonels and brigadiers are still a problem, but we can always rocket back them a few times, so it's starting to reach that tipping point that I was on about earlier. Okay, it's 8 hours in, we have reached level 30 and we have 2 level ups, and I decided to invest 2 ranks in Fortune Finder since caps aren't a problem, but 3 caps will start making things a lot easier so we can expand our gunner arena. More level ups will come our way, and once we expanded the arena, it's time to start using it, and we're getting about 1 to 2 levels every wave, but we are struggling. However, it's only a matter of time if we are good for the run, and the weapon emporium is letting our caps flow beautifully. We can get grenades which do a lot of damage, so really happy with that, and we're just getting lots of grenades into them, so we're pretty much going to be doing this for a while, so I can cut away and cut back to show you how we're getting on. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are level 72. It's been a while, and we've been doing this for about 12 hours now. And yeah, we're at the halfway point. It's been amazing, but it's a heck of a lot of fun and a heck of a lot of carnage. But all this wonderful chaos is really, really good and all. But the main thing slowing us down is repairing the gunner cages. That's the time-consuming part. But since we need to get our resources and sell things and make sure we're eating and drinking, we're not doing too badly. And considering this is on survival mode, I don't think it's actually the worst thing in the world. That said, we have enough grenades and ammo, so we can take colonels on now, no problem. The brigadier gunners aren't too bad, but we just make them explode enough, and they're usually the last ones left standing, so we can just smash them with the jetpack, sip some tea, and yeah. Idiot Savant rank 3 is amazing though. When it procs, it pretty much doubles our level ups every run. So yeah, that's pretty much the state of affairs at the moment. The grind grows more and more. It's evident we have a strategy. We save in bed, and if Idiot Savant doesn't proc, we can just reload, save until it does. And at this point, we're pretty much doing the same thing and just running the gunner course. So level ups are just happening left, right, and center. Things are popping off like mad. Idiot Savant is god tier for this run, but there are a few things I could do better, but I'm actually pretty happy with this. So gotta say, it's going really, really well. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to show you what grinding away on the gunners looks like. Here's a sped up version of us grinding away. It's not difficult to reset, but the speed at which we have to do it is pretty ludicrous. No pun intended. Even though it's been 15.5 hours, by the time the sped up version ends, we're about level 131. It is going extremely well, all things considered, but we're actually having a few problems. Because when we hit level 146, it started to get pretty difficult to play. So we have to log out, log back in. Thankfully, it doesn't affect our time, since if we log out, it doesn't count our timer down. But it's pretty annoying to say the least. And when moving around and killing gunners, they sort of randomly drop through the floor. So things are getting pretty strange to say the least, but Todd Magic be Todd Magic. We got gunners to kill. And I've taken to using the assault rifle since it's got good DPS and we can simply sit and wait for the enemy and switch to grenades and missiles when it gets too much. I've got to say, it's not the worst, but when the enemy are thinned out, is smashy time with the super sledge and occasionally bulldozing them with pain train. That reminds me, I actually do need to do a run with pain train on survival difficulty at some point, so if you guys want to see that, just say it in the comments down below and I'll do it. It's, you know, as simple as that really. If you want it, I'll do it. That's how these videos work. But as you can see on screen, this is our frame rate dropping. Now I head to Drumlin Diner and then making our way back. It makes the bodies disappear so we can get back to business. The bodies were literally at head height to remind us we did a lot of killing, so go us, I guess. Now it's just been over 18 hours, we're level 160, and I think you guys see where this is going at this point. It's just the same old. It's mainly kill gunners, repair cages, rinse and repeat, and we gain approximately 2 levels each time. The lag is actually quite unbearable at times, but we're chipping away and we're gaining levels, and it's getting more and more painful the higher we climb with our levels. But same old course, doing the same old thing. We're getting close to getting every single perk, and now the end is in sight. Right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Another run, killing more gunners, and it goes pretty well, and get the last of the missing perks by the 20.5 hour mark, answering the question, can you get every single perk? And yes, but now comes the real challenge, the post challenge if you will, and that's, can we rank them all up? And well, if we do want to do that, we have about 100 levels to go, meaning we only have 3 hours left on the clock. I don't think we can max all the perks out, but we achieved what we came for, and that's for sure. And now I guess it's the post challenge and see how far we go with our remaining time. But I'll go on record and say I'll be happy with getting to level 200 in 24 hours. Not sure about you, but I've killed enough gunners for a while in Fallout 4. It's mind-numbing at this point. But we've done pretty damn good as far as Fallout challenges go, so let's see what we can do with our last bit of time now. Right, as you can see here, hour 23, we have achieved over level 200, and I think it's fair to say I've had enough now. No more Fallout gunners, please, Todd. I've got to admit, it feels pretty good getting this far, and really, there's not much else to say, really, other than just getting them last levels for the game. But attempts 1 and 2 both took a full 24 hour, sitting at 12 hours each, but alas, it's come to the 23 hour mark and we do the last few laps of our gunner farm. And before I know it, it lands on the 24th hour, so we get our final lap in and we managed to hit level 210, ladies and gentlemen, whilst dealing with all the riffraff as we finish. I don't even repair anything, I just get out the power armor, sleep in the bed, and we have 24 hours and 4 minutes, and we got to level 210. I've got my sights set on the 2.0 of this challenge, maxing out all the perks when I return to this in maybe a few months' time. But to finish up, we answer the question, can you get every Fallout 4 perk in 24 hours? And yes you can, but it is not recommended. So there you have it, everyone, a bit of a different Fallout video to the usual. I want to celebrate 30k in style by just pushing our character to the absolute limit. I do apologise I had to do a lot of cuts, but I can't really show gunner farming and make it interesting unless you like heads exploding off and that, but there's only so much of that I can show in a video before it kind of gets old and stale. But yeah, I hope it was very enjoyable. It was very difficult to start out, I will say that much, but like I said, it's all about snowballing out of control, and when you face a lot of gunners, it just doesn't even become a problem. There are definitely a few things I could have done to make the run more efficient, like taking the power armor on and off could have have costed us an hour or two. Going to the vendors, kind of had to early on, but if done right, it makes the repairs easier. And also the layout of the circuit definitely wasn't the best. That's probably the biggest dent right there, but that's my fault. And the choice of weapons, well, I know what's going to be good and what's bad for in future. But that's just my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed the 30k special. It was definitely different. Pretty cool to do. Didn't realise what I was getting myself into, but not knowing if a challenge can be done or not is usually the fun stuff. I think for the next challenge, we'll do a classic insane frame. We'll do some Fallout New Vegas, since I miss playing New Vegas, and we'll try beating it with a fire axe, since it's been a while since I've done a classic run with an item. So we'll see if we can beat New Vegas on survival with a fire axe, and I've been Insane Frame. Thank you very much for watching the video. So like the video, subscribe if you're new, all that good stuff. I will say it's been hard recently in real life, but you all make this job fantastic. Love doing the videos, love just giving you guys something to watch. You're all brilliant and wonderful people, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's that time again, so have a great day, you beautiful people. I hope your week goes well, and I'll return with a New Vegas Fire Axe video. So stay tuned, have a good one. I've been Insane Frame, and once again, thank you very much, and have a great day.